To talk about charitable organizations. As you know, most times when I'm talking about charitable organizations, I'm talking about what's known as a 501c3 corporation. But did you know there was a charitable corporation organization in which both elements of for-profit and nonprofits are synthesized into one charitable organization? That organization is called an L3C. An L3C is a low profit, limited liability company. It is a unique limited liability company comprised of nonprofit and for-profit characteristics. However, there are some special requirements that one will have to meet in order to qualify. First, a significant reason for your existence should be either charitable or educational purposes, for either of those two reasons. Second, a significant amount of your time and existence cannot be for the production of income or the appreciation of property. And you must not focus on political or legislative activities. So let's look at some of the benefits of a L3C versus what we commonly know as a 501c3. First of all, L3Cs are financial self-sufficient. That means they have a means of bringing in money. Secondly, they get continual input and funding from foundations and corporations. They get these fundings by what's known as project investment programs. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. This is one way that they bring in their funding source. Now, what's unique about this type of entity is that it can leverage dollars from angel and venture capital. Now, in addition to that, its capital flow, it provides capital flow to double bottom line venture. That is, it's a win-win for both the nonprofit side of the table and the for-profit side of the table. And finally, investment, ability to get investment from different sources, in which nonprofits 501c3s cannot. Let's talk about, again, and a little bit more information about the benefits of the L3C. First of all, it gets money come to foundations and corporations by way of what's known as what's known as program-related investments. 5% of banks and foundations and corporations, 5% of that revenue must go for a charitable cause. It can be, for example, your normal 501c3, or it can be for what's known as a low limited liability corporation. That is, these entities can consider investments from banks as an opportunity to have equity to go after additional dollars. The other plus about a L3C is that it gets interest-free or below market loans. When banks give out loans, they normally come with high interest rates, unless you are part of the Fortune 500, making all these billions of dollars. But on the other hand, if you are an L3C, those same loans that the bank makes, in order to be consistent with their charitable function, must be in terms of free or below market rates. That's where we come up with the program-related investments that's coming from banks to fund your organization. Loan participation is another feature. Loan participation is a sharing or selling of interest in a loan. Loan guarantees, equity investments, and leases. Unlike a nonprofit, dollars can come in from so many different types of entities. So let's talk about the equity investment one can get and is part of and should be part of an L3C. First of all, you got owners' investments in the business. Remember we talked about earlier about the program-related investment loans that you can get from a bank for low or no interest? Well, when you get that loan, it's considered to be equity. And you can use the same equity if you want to buy business, if you want to do business with another business, and a whole lot of other things that we're going to talk about. Another good thing is that investments in shares of public company. You can actually invest into shares of public company. Another thing is the acquisition of stocks in another company. Virtual capital investment, private equity investments, both common stock and preferred share stocks. Investments can either be in terms of common stock or in substance common stocks or corporation entity. As you can see, so many things you can do with this different type of charitable organization that allows you to bring in funding that you normally can't access by way of a 501c3. As for profit organization, an L3C can also raise capital by issuing debt or selling shares into the organization. A whole new different type of beast compared to your regular 501c3 corporation. Now, how do you start an L3C? Well, first you have to put together your articles of organization. You want to get a name, you want to have a purpose, you want to get a resident agent, a management structure, a duration clause as to how long your L3C plan to exist, a tax ID number, and you should have a business plan and a strategic plan. Now, existing nonprofits are created can create a for-profit arm. If they are not in a state where these types of organization are recognized, you can go to another state and a state that does have that and start yourself one in that state. That is, your nonprofit can register in another state so that you can be in line with being eligible to create an L3C. So an L3C, let's talk about some more differences in terms of an L3C versus a 501c3. Now, as an L3C, you can and you will be taxed because it's just like your business. Now, L3Cs are allowed to make profits which are taxable by the IRS. On the other hand, 501c3 organizations generally are not structured to make profit. The other thing about an L3C, unlike a 501c3, when a 501c3 decides to close its door, then all of that assets must go to another nonprofit, the government, or a religion group. As an L3C, when your doors close up, you can actually take that assets, sell it, and put the money into your pocket. Nonprofits are prohibited from distributing its assets to get to its owners or its board. They can only give it to another nonprofit, a government entity, or faith-based groups. Again, in contrast, an L3C is permitted to distribute the proceeds from its activities to the owner's pocket. There are over 1,700 L3Cs throughout the United States. Keep in mind, a lot of L3Cs are started in foreign countries, just getting over here to the United States. As of 2020, over 1,700. Now, there is limited to these states that you're looking at now where you can get your nonprofit started, like Louisiana, Maine, Utah, Michigan, Rhode Island, Vermont, Illinois, are some of the states that you can get your 501, get your apply for and be recognized as an L3C. Keep in mind, if you have a nonprofit in Florida and you wanted to do an L3C in, let's say, Michigan, then you would have to transfer, well, not transfer, but create a what's known as a farm corporation in that particular state in order to create and convert to an L3C or to an L3C or any other type of entity. So I hope this has been helpful to you. We provide an array of different types of training, professional training throughout the year. If you want to reach us, get more information about how to do an L3C, and if you want to reach us because you want us to prepare the paperwork for you to get your L3C, feel free to contact us at Center for Nonprofit and Community at gmail.com. That's Center for Nonprofit and Community at gmail.com. Or you can reach us at 813-857-7657. We have provided training, professional training to over 2,500 nonprofits, faith-based groups, individuals, businesses, government agencies, etc., since our inception. Get more information about the over 15 types of professional training that we provide. Looking forward to connecting with you and providing you with the training necessary to take your thought pattern to a different level. I want to end by saying what's unique about this, and I cannot overemphasize that, is that I've seen this time after time in which people start a nonprofit, they put 30 years in that nonprofit, and they retire. And they end pension or something like that. With this type of charitable organization, if you put in 20, 30 years and you decide to close it up, then you can sell all of the assets and the money come back to you as the owner. It's unique in this particular respect. So I encourage you to look into this. If you got a good heart, but at the same time, you got a business mind in terms of saying, look, I want to do it for the charitable in general, but I also want to make sure that I'm taking care of me when I decide to close shop. And all of my time and investment goes to someone else. Contact us. Let's talk about how you can create your L3C.